Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Blair Lamb and I make videos about all the different parts of my life, from motherhood, lifestyle, travel, Disney, lots of home stuff lately because we moved into this home about 5 or 6 months ago now. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about my goals for 2024. The next video after this will be a review of my goals from 2023, how I did on them. Spoiler alert, I did really well last year. I got a lot of those goals checked off and made progress on the ones that I didn't fully get checked off. So I'm really excited about that. So I'll talk about that in that video. Now the order might seem funny. It might seem like I should do a recap of last year's goals first and then my New Year's goals second, but I'm doing them flip-flopped because if you have not yet set your intentions and goals for 2024 or decided on your word for the year, which I will also share in this video, it's such a good time to think about that. I usually like to give myself the first 2 weeks of January or so to really contemplate and consider and decide exactly where I want to go with my goals in the new year. And then I set them, and I like to make very specific goals that I can track and that I can see, how well I've done, which is what tracking is. So let's jump right in. A lot of these goals are beefed up versions of my goals from last year or something similar that I just want to keep that momentum going. And then there are some in there that are totally new, totally different, and I'm really excited to try to tackle this year. So let's just jump right in. My first goal of the year is to start on our kitchen renovation. So as I just mentioned, we moved into this house in the summertime. It's now January, so it's been about 6 months or so, and we absolutely love it. We've done some things to some rooms of the house, but our kitchen is really outdated. It's never been updated since the house was built in 1994, and it just has very 90s doctor's office vibes. Very much so. So we are really eager to transform it and have it fully renovated. This side of that people don't always discuss on YouTube is the cost. It is so expensive to have a kitchen remodeled. So we are currently saving our pennies and trying to figure out exactly when we're going to be able to do that renovation and how and all that. And we've been in contact with our contractor and just trying to figure it all out. I'm sure anyone who has been through a big home remodel knows what I'm talking about. So I'm just hoping within this year to start it. I would really like to start it in the next 6 months, like in the first half of this year, so that we can enjoy it in the fall and winter. But we will see how all of the, chips fall or cards fall or whatever that saying is, as the year goes on, because we just want to make sure that we're in a really good place. It's not a necessary thing. Our kitchen that we have now is functional but ugly, and that's totally fine. So we just want to make sure that we are in a really good spot before we pour money into something like that, just to be honest. So that is one of our goals for this year, is just to get started on our kitchen renovation. I cannot wait to film that and be along for that journey, and it will be so amazing when it's done. My next goal for 2024 is to go on an adults only vacation with just my husband without the kids for at least a few nights. I feel like last year in 2023, we really got back in the hang of going on dates, just us, and hiring a babysitter, and it was just so refreshing for our relationship and for our marriage, and I want to bring that and kind of beef it up here in 2024, and I think it would be really nice to go away, just the two of us. We've been looking at some all-inclusive resorts, somewhere where we can just relax. We don't have to worry about anything. We're not really into, at this stage of life, anything that would be overly adventurous because we are just very tired. We've got 2 little kids, a 2 and a 4-year-old. We both run our own businesses. We just moved. We're renovating this house. You guys know there's lots going on. So to sit somewhere with the ocean or maybe by the pool with like a drink in my hand and a good book, that just sounds so nice. It just sounds so nice. So we've been looking at different resorts in different locations. We right now have our eyes on somewhere in Mexico because we live in Texas, so proximity wise that would be really easy. We thought about a cruise, but we don't want to do a cruise because I don't like the idea of being so hard to reach or it being so hard for us to get home in the event that we would need to get home. Just with little kids, I'd rather it be slightly more, simple. So we're leaning towards maybe Mexico or somewhere in the Caribbean. Anyway, I'll let you guys know what we decide. If you've been to an adults only all-inclusive resort in Mexico that you absolutely loved. Would love for you to leave a comment below with what you liked about it, or if you went to one that you did not love, let us know and we'll avoid that one. Hoping to do that this year. I just would love to do that. I had mentioned this goal of mine to my mom, and she said, oh my goodness, your dad and I would love to come down and stay with the kids for a few nights while you go and do that. So we hopefully have some babysitting lined up, so that we could, you know, have the kids safe and sound at home and we could go and enjoy ourselves. That's one of my favorite goals this year. I can't wait. Next up on my list is a goal that I'm rolling over from last year to this year because I did not hit it last year. I'm getting really close. So that goal was to hit 75,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And I think by the end of last year, I was around 63,000 or something like that. So actually really close compared to where I started at the beginning of the year. And so I'm really proud of that growth, and I'd really like to, you know, continue. I considered upgrading or increasing my goal, but I thought, no, I want to just stick with that goal. And if I hit that goal, then I can always reevaluate during the year. The only time to evaluate goals isn't just in January. So I don't have to wait until January of 25 to make a new goal. If I hit 75 sometime in the next few months, I can make it always a new goal before the end of the year. But I'm kind of pushing that, rolling that goal forward so that hopefully I can hit that. So if you are a new subscriber, welcome and thank you for being here. You are helping me reach my goals, and I appreciate that so much. Another goal that I have this year in 2024 is to read 50 or more books. My goal last year was to read 25 books, and I ended up reading 94. So 50 is low based on last year's data. However, I just want my goals to always feel like I can reach them and I can always increase. Like I blew 25 out of the water last year. I can certainly blow 50 out of the water, but 50 books reading in a year for me in this stage of life would be great. So that's where I'm, you know, aiming. And if I go higher, that would be amazing too. I am on Goodreads if you want to see what I read last year and my ratings. I really like fantasy, romance, romantasy, which is a romance fantasy. Like Fourth Wing was my favorite book that I read last year. Also love thrillers and psychological thrillers. Those are probably my top genres. Mysteries I really like as well. I'm known to stay up very late reading my Kindle. It's my favorite pastime right now. I just love it. So 50 books in 2024. My next goal is to learn a new skill in 2024. So last year I learned how to make sourdough bread, which is a whole process. You have to have a starter and learn how to do the dough. And I don't think it's a hard process, but it is time consuming. And so I had to learn that skill. And now, almost without a recipe or any instructions, I can like get it done. And I just baked a sourdough loaf yesterday and we ate some and it was delicious. So it was really rewarding to learn something completely new and that was hands-on. And I would like to do the same thing this year. I have a few ideas floating around of what I might want to try to learn, but I haven't really, nothing has super stuck out to me in terms of like, yes, that is something I want to spend a lot. Like I spent a lot of time learning sourdough and I now spend a lot of time making it and it's very enjoyable. And I want to add another hobby / skill. So if you can think of something that's in that arena, maybe a hobby or skill that you have learned that you really enjoy, that you think maybe I would love if you would leave me a comment, because I'm on the hunt for something that would be a good, you know, use of my time and energy as far as kind of learning something new. I'm really excited about that. It's been so good for me in so many ways to do sourdough. Like it's very rewarding, it's relaxing, it's delicious, it's so much better for you because it's fermented than store-bought bread. There's so many benefits and I really enjoy it. So that's that. My next goal is with regards to exercise. So in this calendar year of 2024, I would like to work out 120 times or more. So last year my goal was to work out 104 times, which was twice a week, 52 weeks times 2. And so this year I'm doing that and then adding an extra 16 workouts and just thinking I would really like to be hitting closer to 3 workouts a week, but I just need to be very realistic with the different plates that I keep spinning in my life. Sometimes I just can't do that. But I think I could probably definitely hit 120 and maybe get closer to 150. So we'll have to see, but 120 is my goal. So 2 workouts every single week and then, 16 weeks part of the year, at least a third workout. I wouldn't be surprised if I hit a lot higher than that, but that's what my goal is for the year. Okay, I have 2 more goals on my list. The first is a weight-related goal. If you've been following me through the course of 2023, you know that I have been very much on a health, weight loss, exercise, fitness journey, however you want to word it. Journey always feels so like resounding, and it's really just waking up and trying to make good choices, going to the gym, moving my body, you know? I do have a specific weight goal in mind. I don't want to share it because I feel I'm actually very comfortable sharing my weight. That's not the issue, but I feel like different weights look super different on different bodies, and so I just don't want to mess with anyone's head in that way. So I'm going to keep it to myself, but I have a specific weight goal that I would really like to get to. It is the weight range that I was sitting at right about the time when I got pregnant with my first child. And I felt really comfortable then. I was working out with some regularity. I was eating healthy, but normally, like I was still enjoying myself. And obviously my body's changed. I'm sure my metabolism has changed since I had her or got pregnant with her. Now it's been 5 years ago. But that weight range just really suits me. I feel my best at that weight range. So that is where I'm heading. So stay tuned as I continue. And I'd like to do at least one video this year, if not multiple, about more specifics, you know, with more specificity about this whole process, what it's been, and how it really is a long-term commitment, and eating high protein and lifting heavy weights, and like it just takes time to see results when you're not doing a crash diet. But the journey and the process has actually been such a powerful one for me. So I'll have to talk more about that. I did one day in Vlogmas. The video is called How I've Lost 15 plus pounds. So if you want to hear about why I started trying to lose weight, what I've been doing so far, and kind of where I am now, you can go check out that video. I can link it below if you are new and you wouldn't know where to find that. It's in my Vlogmas 2023 playlist if you're looking for it. I always do this. I just said I have 2 more, but I actually have 3 more. So from here I have this one and then 1 more. So the next one that I want to do is I want to do a second pass of my whole house declutter. That was a huge job that I did last year. It was one of my New Year's goals was to complete a whole house declutter. And I truly did it. I mean, I went through every cabinet, every drawer, every dresser, every shelf, every bin. I mean, I truly did a whole house declutter, and I made thousands of dollars by selling things that we were no longer using, didn't want or need, mostly on Facebook Marketplace. Sold them in a variety of ways, but the number one was on Facebook Marketplace. Also have a video about that I can link below, how to get started selling on Facebook Marketplace. Also donated a lot, gave some things to friends and family that could use it since we weren't no longer needing it. And then I didn't know at the beginning of the year that we were going to be moving in this summer. And when we did, it was so nice because we weren't moving stuff that we don't use or that is junk to us or unusable or whatever. So moving only things that we really love and need in our home. But there's that clutter creep. That's what people call it, the clutter creep. And you know, there's always just a slow influx. Those Amazon packages get on the front porch. Christmases and birthdays come and go. Like things just continue to kind of find their way into our home. And it's important, I think, to stay on top of it. So as we settle in, I usually like to do this kind of thing towards the beginning of the year when business is a little bit slower. The end of the year is the most chaotic time for both my business and my husband's, and so there's not a lot of extra bandwidth to complete tasks like that. But this time of year, January, February, March, is usually a really good time for us to do stuff like that. So I'm hoping that on the weekends and evenings after the kids are in bed, that kind of thing, I can start going back through all of the closets and things, and some of them will be really fast because it's already been cleared out. But it just feels good, so good to live in a clutter-free home that I want to make sure to continue to create that environment and cultivate it. So that's a goal. Second pass through of decluttering our home. All right, so my final goal for this year is to go and get a style analysis done. So the woman who did my color analysis, I've done a whole video on that. I'll also link that below. She was so amazing and so helpful as I regained confidence in getting dressed after going through back-to-back pregnancies and everything that comes along with that. And all the mamas said amen. Like we all, at least all of my friends, my sister, my cousins, like we all go through this period of losing kind of our self-confidence as far as getting dressed, I most certainly did. And learning the colors that look best on me. And like, for example, this is an ivory color. And when you hold it up next to a stark white, it looks really, really yellow. But this softer tone is much, much better on me than white. White really washes me out. And so learning that and learning what colors and shades of blue look best on me, what neutrals look best on me, the fact that brown is so much better for me than black. And so I've been switching out, like I just purchased a brown coat, whereas I would normally have bought a black one. All of those little things just really have helped me feel more confident getting dressed, and I've truly enjoyed it. So this woman, her name's Meredith, she also offers style analysis. And so she takes, from what I understand, the measurements of the proportions of your body. She said it doesn't matter if you're at your lowest weight ever, your highest weight ever, or anywhere in between. It's just the proportions. It's your bone structure that you were born with. And she takes those measurements and helps you understand where you want your tops to stop and how high of a rise of jean you want, or the legs of your denim, or what kind of necklines you want, or like, do you want large scale print, small scale print, large scale jewelry, small scale jewelry, all of that. I have two good friends who have both done it, and they said that it has just really, really helped them with shopping and learning what's going to make their body feel best, like what they're going to feel best in, because it just creates really beautiful proportions. I've seen women of all different shapes and sizes in all the different seasons do the style analysis, and I follow them on Instagram and they all look amazing. I'm like, I want to do this. So that is a goal for me in this year, is to book a style consultation / analysis with Meredith. And she lives, I think, about an hour away from me, and drive down to her studio and spend a day with her. And it's a pretty thorough situation. Like, you have to, from what I understand, you have to wear like tight fitting clothes so they can do your proportions, and then you're supposed to bring some things from your closet that you feel really good in and some things from your closet you don't feel really good in, and then they're going to help you kind of go through that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know how much of a video I would be able to create on it in the day, like that I would be doing it, because I think it's a pretty conversational situation. I wouldn't want a camera to be right, you know what I mean? But afterwards, I feel like I could do like a really, maybe a fun recap video and talk through my personal style, what I'm going to be looking for moving forward, like all of that. So that is my final goal for 2024. We have had such an amazing last year, and it's really exciting. Like, so many of the goals from last year we have hit. And as far as goal setting is concerned, I really encourage you, if you want to set a goal, to make it specific and trackable, and realistic. You can use that acronym SMART. I don't remember what every single one of them are, but it's like realistic, trackable, something, something. But basically, if you want to drink more water, a resolution, a bad resolution would be drink more water. That doesn't really mean anything. That could mean one extra 8-ounce cup a day. That could mean 3 more Stanleys a day. That could mean carrying around a gallon a day. Like, what does that mean to you? How much water do you want to drink, and how are you going to track it? Are you going to fill up a gallon of water? This is how I would do it. Fill up a gallon of water every morning and put it in your fridge, and then refill, or bring it to work and refill your water bottle with that, and then try to drink one of those every day. Like, to me, that's easy to track, and you can see how you're doing. Exercise more isn't a great goal. Exercise once a week for the whole year for a total of 52 workouts, great goal, because you can track that and you can see if you've done it. So as you create goals for this year, I really encourage you to, you can look into that SMART acronym, but basically, like, it can't just be an abstract idea. If you want to do something, you have to create a specific way to track it and see if you're doing it. And if you've never read a book in the past decade since you've graduated from college, making your goal 150 books is a lot. Last year I did 25. You could do 10 or maybe 12, like once a month. That would be great. Something like that. Just make it so that you can actually do it. And then if you get on, you want to build momentum. Once you build momentum, any goal, it becomes a lot easier to achieve and to surpass. So there's that. Those are my little 2 cents. I'm not like a goals expert, but I have gotten better at being more specific over the years and being able to actually achieve my goals, because they're not so random and abstract. So that is my little bit of wisdom to you. Moving on to my word for the year for 2024. My word for the year is gutsy. So what I mean by that is a little bit of bravery, a little bit of courage, a little bit of stepping out and being a little bit more gutsy. Really am looking for a bit of a sharper edge, like being more gutsy. There have been types of content I wanted to create on here or on my blog or on my Instagram or whatever for years that I haven't created because I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna go over. I just need to create those. I just need to create those. As far as my shop is concerned, Blair Lamb Design, I really want to take it to the next level. I have really, thought through ideas and I just keep backpedaling and not doing it. I just need to push the pedal on the gas and just do it. So that's going to be my goal for the year. I just want to do more things this year that make me a little bit nervous, that make me a little bit more scared, that push me to the edge of my comfort zone, because every time I do that, I come out the other side and I feel more self-assured, more confident, more like I feel like a better, more well-rounded individual. I don't know what the best way to say that is. I'm also a Christian, and I think that God really calls us to be more gutsy sometimes. Like, he loves rest, but he also loves for us to really step into who we're meant to be and be courageous and gutsy. So that's my word for 2024. We'll see how it exactly plays out. My word last year was celebrate, and it like played out beautifully throughout the whole year. So I'll be excited. I'm probably asking for it with making my word gutsy. I'm going to be like scared out of my mind every month doing things that scare me, but that would be so good for me. Like, it would be good to be stretched in that way. So that is my word for 2024, and those are my goals. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear, what are some of your goals? What's your word for the year? What are you thinking through? Do you have any skills or hobbies that you think maybe could fit the bill of what I'm looking for? Do you have any all-inclusive adult-only resorts that you think I should visit? Like, let me know that we should visit. And other than that, I will see you in the next video, which will be a reflection on my word for the year of 2023, as well as all of the goals. And I'll tell you the ones that I failed at or didn't achieve, the ones that I did achieve, how they went, and kind of like a slight reflection on last year. That will be the next video. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you very soon. Make sure to like, leave a friendly comment, and subscribe to this channel for much, much more this year. If I'm being gutsy, there will be a whole lot more. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.